The show is like a force field, a compression chamber. It feels somewhat like 90s time zone / the experience of a very intensive tab browsing session.
People call her multimedia artist, but I think she used this word multi-material artist because for her, the whole city, a whole cinema, whole environment is her canvas.
Zhao Fei came of age around the new millennium, Y2K, and she was very much a child of the internet. She was one of the first of a generation of Chinese artists who really embraced digital media. We've been talking about the show as like a media archaeology, tech that we've all kind of used and engaged with over the past 30 years.
Remember, the show is about like faded internet future, so not everything is going to be perfect. So yeah, let's do the long one and then we can reassess what's happening at that corner and that corner together, but this corner is really good. This is what we're aiming for.
它不像传统的美术馆，我们看到白墙，或者说分隔的不同的盒子的空间。因为我希望这个展览它有它的一种例外性，这种例外性可能来自于我成长的城市、国家，它是一直在一种变化当中，在一种激荡当中，或者一直在一种城市化的不断的更替当中。
It did feel very much like we were creating a world, and we all lent into the city building aspect with Zhao Fei as our, city boss. It's sort of like this Chinese city has landed in the art gallery in Sydney on Eora Country. We all sort of cosplayed as theatrical set designers for 3 weeks. It's a celebration of many, craftspeople and artisans working in Sydney. One of my favourite parts of the show is the beautiful hand-blown neon signage that greets visitors as you enter the space.
The English title of the exhibition is Zhao Fei, My City is Yours. The Chinese title is not actually the word-to-word translation from English. It's called Cao Fei 欢迎登陆, and we can break it into 2 parts. 欢迎 means welcome, because Cao Fei believes a city is very inclusive. And the 登陆 has double meanings. In pre-digital world days, 登陆 means to land in a place, a country, an island, or a continent. But also in recent years, 登陆 also means to land in the virtual world.
我觉得虚拟跟现实是一个很有意思的一种关系。我觉得人类一直探索这种虚拟，一种排他性，一种非我性，一种超越现实的力量。我觉得这是一种人类的渴求，它不仅仅是梦想，它也像超凡。
Cao Fei was born in 1978, the year when China enacted the reform and opening up policy. She was born in Guangzhou, one of the cities that first opened up to the outside world after Chinese Cultural Revolution.
所以非常多的新的东西进入到我们的生活当中，所以这种新不断接受的新，不断接受不断升级的技术，我觉得这个过程就是在一个短时间内要让我们去接受这个快速变化的这样一个过程，从无到有。
She was very much caught up in the liberatory promises of Web 2.0, that early moment of the internet. She was experimenting with its possibilities for expression, for new forms of art, and also for community building. One of the things that I really love about her practice is that she helps you feel how these epochal changes of recent times in China really affect everyday people on the streets, around the dinner table, at the factory.
那么我觉得个体的命运在我看来其实在作品当中是非常具有感染力，而我们这样的一个巨大的变化下面，这些个体其实他们的情感，他们的梦想是不能被忽略的。那么技术如果是不可阻挡的话，我觉得作为艺术家，我的工作也是要见证、理解，包括去看到这些被信息全景包围的人类的生存。我觉得艺术家去一个城市的创作，要跟他的在地文化进行一个链接，非常多的广东侨民都成为这边的巨大的广东移民的组成部分。虽然是一个西方的国家，西方的生活方式，但是如此大的一个族群，让我感受到一种亲切感。
Cao Fei has always had an interest in Chinatowns as safe harbours for many marginalised communities. She has a series of works that were all shot in Chinatowns around the world, in New York, in Fukuoka, and now here in Sydney.
街头文化对于我来说是我成长过程中的很重要的一部分，因为在广州那个时候有西方的流行音乐的进入，那么包括了嘻哈文化，最早的这个霹雳舞文化，这样西方的这种个体的表达，对自己个性的追求，在音乐当中的这种节奏当中这种解放，就很澎湃的激动了我们年轻的心。
Hip Hop Sydney was quite an epic production, despite the fact that it looks like a shot on the fly TikTok video. We engaged over 60 local community members, and they all learned a very simple choreography sequence to a track by 1300, the Korean Australian hip hop group, and then they performed it on location in Haymarket and Burwood. We invited her on a tour through Chinatown with the wonderful group Soul of Chinatown, a Haymarket advocacy group. As soon as we walked into the Marigold, the much-loved Yum Cha restaurant that closed down in 2021, Cao Fei was immediately drawn to its, 90s Canto decor, all red velvet curtains, bling lighting. And so we've recreated a part of the Marigold dining room within the show. Our design team went and cut up the carpet, took down the chandeliers. We brought in all of the original mirrors and other fixtures.
在我的展览里面重现 Marigold， 我觉得是一个非常自然的一种连接，因为 Marigold 就像我在广州成长的过程中的每一个吃点心的餐厅一样，无论吃的食物还是环境还是它的喧闹，这个都是我成长的背景跟文化。
It's classic Cao Fei in several ways. Firstly, she's so interested in those disjunctive displacements. So what is it to take a Yum Cha restaurant and bring it into the museum? But more than that surprise of encountering this replica restaurant within the museum, she was very interested in it as a space that was so significant for Sydneysiders and as a space that lives on in the memory of the city.
那么这些属于大家的记忆是如何能通过这个展览被带下来？这个也是我希望能够通过这个展览，把更多的普通观众能够带入这个展厅的一个很好的途径。
So one of the great pleasures of this year has been learning about wormholes with my co-curator Yin. The wormhole is of course a metaphor drawn from science fiction literature, and the essential kind of premise, this idea of space and time interfolding, really captures the essence of Cao Fei's practice. And as visitors sort of perambulate through the show, they're constantly experiencing this glitching of time and space.
谁的乌托邦，它可能有一段突然，这个工厂就变成了舞台。在亚洲1号的作品里面，突然偌大的工厂就出现了个巨大的章鱼，它是不是通过虫洞降临在我们的周围呢？那么我相信我们生活当中也是有很多这样的虫洞，或者说抬头突然看到流星，或者一个念想突然浮现。那么我觉得虫洞是我们很好的 escape 的一个洞。那么今天我们的虫洞到底是什么呢？是你的 Instagram 吗？是你的朋友圈吗？是你在 Facebook 里面的这个空间吗？但这种新的技术化的虫洞让 isolate 了你，更原子化的同时，你又铺设了一个更大的网。那么未来我们这种所有的以原子的一种个体，如何再回到一种围炉围在一起这种集体的一种时代呢？我觉得我们应该会有另外的方式，另外的通道能达到彼岸。